Hey there and welcome back. My name is Jackie Lindal and this is episode number 9 of my Cut the Shit YouTube series. For those of you who don't know me, I am a personal trainer and owner of Fit Like a Girl personal training here in Edmonton, Alberta. And I have helped dozens of people both in person and online lose weight, get fit, feel stronger, all the while feeling healthier, happier, and not having to give up their favorite foods or go on some silly fad diet. I started this Cut the Shit YouTube series to help deal with and get rid of some of the myths and fallacies that are out there in the fitness industry. There's so much information and misinformation out there on the internet that I just wanted to help streamline things for you so that you can get the best information for yourself to be able to work on and achieve your fitness and health goals. So for today's episode, I wanted to do something a little bit different than how I've been normally doing these episodes. Usually when I run a Cut the Shit episode, I usually just focus on one topic and talk about it in depth and really go into that topic. But today I wanted to go over 5 different myths in the industry that I feel like come up time and time again that really honestly just need to go away. So I wanted to go over each of them today. Some of these are pretty controversial topics, which I'm actually excited to talk about, and I might ruffle some feathers, but hey, you know what? In the name of the truth and getting things out there and to make things easier for you and your goals, I'm willing to make that sacrifice. So let's get started. Myth number 1. Calories don't matter when it comes to weight loss. Weight loss is only determined by your hormones. There's a lot of naturopathic people online, influencers and whatever, that like to claim that calories don't matter for weight loss. Weight loss has nothing to do with calories. Calories are just a myth. They're fake. They don't matter. What really comes down to weight loss is your hormones and balancing your hormones out, meaning that you will be able to lose weight. And that usually the reason why you can't lose weight has nothing to do with how much you're eating or that you're eating too many calories. It just has to do with your hormones. Calorie deficits and calories being related to weight loss and fat loss is not just some fad or some myths that some personal trainer, Jordan Syatt, came up with online. He did not invent the calorie deficit. Calorie deficit has to do with the laws of thermodynamics, meaning that when we eat food, food has energy. This is how we get energy for our body. Energy is measured in calories or kilocalories. It's a unit of measurement, similar to meters and kilometers being measures of distance. Okay, so we intake calories through food to fuel our bodies to be able to produce energy, like walking, talking, moving, working out, heart beating, breathing, all those types of things take up energy. Now, ideally, we want to intake the proper amount of energy for the amount of activity that we are doing or the amount of energy that we are burning. However, though in modern day society and in North America, we tend to intake too much energy, too many calories for what we're burning. That, as a result, our bodies decide to store the extra energy that we're not using in the form of body fat. And in the reverse, when we are intaking less calories than what our body is burning, outputting for energy, we lose weight in the form of that extra stored body fat is now being used to make up for the energy deficit that we need. Okay, that's how calorie deficits work. That's why calorie deficits work for weight loss. Now, on the topic of hormones. Hormones have a lot to do with our metabolism, how our body uses the energy, and in certain cases, some people have hormone issues in their body. Things like polycystic ovarian syndrome, things like men having low testosterone levels, things like hypothyroidism, diabetes, several different types of hormone imbalances and metabolic issues can happen, which as a result of these types of things can make weight loss harder because it does affect our metabolism and how our body loses weight. It doesn't change the laws of calorie deficits for weight loss, but it makes it harder for a person with hypothyroidism, with diabetes, with PCOS that doesn't have regulated hormones. It does make it harder to be in a calorie deficit. And generally, as a result, when a person is able to get on a thyroid hormone treatment or get treatment for an imbalance of a hormone in their body, it will make their body be able to use energy more properly, help their metabolism, and therefore be able to be in a calorie deficit, easier to lose weight. So this is why when somebody has hypothyroidism, generally one of the main symptoms of hypothyroidism is that people start to gain weight because their metabolism starts to slow down as a result of these thyroid issues. Same thing when a male has lower testosterone levels, whether it is something to do with their lifestyle or just imbalance of hormones in their body. Generally, if males have lower testosterone levels, they have a harder time losing weight and gaining muscle. So when those issues are figured out, yes, then your body starts to work a little bit better. Your metabolism gets boosted to a more normal threshold so that you're able to lose weight. Other hormones such as cortisol have a big role in how your body holds onto water and water retention and water loss. Cortisol is affected by stress, is one of the main things that it affects it. So when you are either emotionally stressed or you're physically stressed, then your cortisol levels go up in your body, which makes your body retain more water. And as a result, it makes you feel bloated. It makes the weight on the scale go up, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you've gained body fat. It just means that your body is holding on to more water. And that is why the scale went up. So again, yes, hormones can basically, for lack of a better phrase, hormones can fuck with your metabolism, which does make it harder to lose weight. But it doesn't change the laws of thermodynamics, and it doesn't change that you still need a calorie deficit to lose weight. Yes, you might need some hormone therapy. Yes, you might need some help, maybe some lifestyle, dietary changes, etc., to be able to balance out your hormones, to be in a calorie deficit. But it doesn't mean that calorie deficit isn't required for weight loss. Myth number 2, squats and lunges are bad for your knees. Now, I thought that this myth had died off, but it still comes up once in a while. Once in a while, I'll still run across a person, I'll still run across a client that has either been told by somebody or just thinks in their own mind, oh, squats are bad for my knees, I can't do squats. Or, oh, I have knee issues, therefore I can't do squats. So, or lunges or anything like that. Squats and lunges, when done properly and appropriately, are not bad for your knees. If anything, they will help strengthen the muscles around your knees, like your quad muscles, your hamstrings, all these things, to help support your knees to make them stronger. As well as any weight-bearing exercises is healthy for your joints, healthy for your bones, and all these types of things, especially as you age. So no, squats and lunges are not bad for your knees, but if done improperly, yes, can cause damage to your knees or exaggerate and exacerbate knee injuries and issues and things like that. So for example, if you are doing squats improperly, yes, it can make your knees feel uncomfortable. Or if you are doing squats improperly and you have a previous knee injury, it can bring up issues with that injury. Now, I want to address why would these be painful. So sometimes people have issues with squats and lunges if they have, say, a previous knee injury where maybe they're left with a muscle imbalance, that this muscle imbalance now doesn't allow them to do the squat properly, or maybe it affects their mobility and therefore can cause pain. Or it also can be affected by just having improper form. So these things can affect it. If you are having issues with squats and lunges, I would highly suggest seeking help from either a physiotherapist or a trainer to get your form assessed, see why is this causing you an issue, and then you can change it from there. I myself have gone through many knee injuries. If you know my story of my knee injuries, I have had both ACLs replaced in my knees. I have had meniscus, mostly about 70% of my meniscus taken out of my left knee. I have bad knees. However, though, I still squat and lunge and deadlift and do all these other weight-bearing exercises because it actually keeps my knees healthy. I remember my physiotherapist and my knee surgeon both saying to me, the best thing that I can do is keep doing these strengthening exercises like lunges, like squats, split squats, all these different types of variations of these movements to help keep the muscles around my knees strong, therefore being able to help prevent or slow down the progress of arthritis as I age, because now, because of these injuries, I will be more prone to it. And in addition to my own experience, I have had clients come to me that have had knee issues in the past, whether it was an injury or certain exercises hurt their knees. And with working with strengthening certain muscles and working on the movements, making sure the form was proper, we were able to get them to do various different types of squats and lunges and things like that completely pain-free. So squats and lunges, no, are not bad for your knees. If anything, they are good for your knees, good for strengthening your legs and things like that. But if done improperly, yes, can cause pain and or injury. But the root of the issue of the pain needs to be addressed if you are having pain issues with squats and lunges. Number 3, honest to God, I thought that this one went away. I really did. And then It seems like it's just like erupted up into the surface because I keep seeing this at the gym. Waist trainers help melt belly fat. So again, this is a popular one that for some odd reason, it just kind of erupts up here and there. And every time I see a freaking influencer or a magazine or some kind of pyramid scheme influencer online peddling this shit, it makes me want to punch them in the face. It's just the whole concept of it. You'll see an influencer put on this waist trainer or whatever and be like, oh, you just do this 10-minute workout. It's an ab belly fat blasting bullshit workout and you're gonna have abs in 14 days. Or my favorite, you wrap fucking Vaseline around your belly and then put saran wrap on it, and then you have somebody being like, it works. No, it doesn't, Trish. Fuck off. Sorry. This one gets me really riled up. Look, I love you, and I want to be 100% honest with you, so I'm just going to tell it to you straight. Stop wasting your money on these bullshit marketing schemes that are just preying on women's insecurities over their bellies to make them buy these stupid products thinking that's going to magically help. You can't spot reduce belly fat. Doesn't matter what you wrap around it, what you put on it, how many creams or whatever, you can't spot reduce from your stomach. And if you want abs or you want to reduce belly fat around your stomach, you need to strengthen your entire body, build some muscle mass so you actually build up the ab muscles underneath, and then adjust your diet to be in a calorie deficit and cater your diet to lose body fat. And unfortunately, we can't choose where we lose body fat from, so you need to be ruthlessly consistent and have a metric fuck ton of patience. And yes, eventually that body fat will go. Where we lose body fat has nothing to do with where exactly you work out and how many crunches you do. It has everything to do with your own DNA makeup, your genetics, and all those types of things determines where we gain and lose body fat from first. And unfortunately for women, generally we don't immediately lose body fat from our stomachs. Usually it comes from the girls, it comes from the hips, comes from your chin, and eventually, yes, it will come from your belly. Number 4 is a little bit controversial, and I'm going to have some people that aren't going to be super happy, but I need you to hear me out. The myth being you need to take supplements and need to run to Supplement King and spend all of your money to achieve your weight loss goals. So this is for all of the pre-workout people, the BCAA people, the protein powders, greens, fat burners, whatever, people that go to these stores and go to GNC and go to Supplement King and whatever, and they spend their life savings on supplement that is going to magically get them to their goals without having to adjust anything else in their life. And a lot of people don't like hearing that. And initially when I start working with clients and I hear that they're taking all these supplements and I tell them basically, you don't need those supplements, they don't like hearing that. But again, I'm here to tell the truth, and this is the truth. So for general population person who wants to maybe lose some weight, get active, feel better, sleep better at night, just lose a little bit of weight and just feel good about themselves, you don't need a cupboard full of supplements to achieve that. So no, you don't need to be taking the pre-workouts and all these other things. It's just not necessary for the average person. If you are an elite athlete, a bodybuilder, a physique competitor, a power lifter, and you are trying to achieve a high level of athleticism and in your training, then yeah, likely supplements along with proper nutrition and coaching and all these things will be necessary. But I am speaking to you, general population person who just wants to lose weight and feel better. You don't need all of these supplements. They're not going to help you, especially if you haven't made sustainable, permanent changes to your nutrition and lifestyle. And what really annoys me about the supplement industry is they tote these things as magical supplements that are just gonna fix all of your problems. Like, no, Jan, you shouldn't be taking pre-workout BCAAs, protein powder, greens, and all these other things if you haven't even adjusted your diet yet to try to lose weight, if you haven't started to try to be active. Like, no, supplements are meant to be supplementary to your other changes that you're making to your lifestyle. So what you need to focus on first is your relationship with food. You need to focus on finding a good balance, focus on nutrition quality. If you're looking to lose weight, then you need to work on a calorie deficit. You need to focus on being active, lifting weights, those types of things. You don't need to be focusing on what supplements should I buy. And it's one of the most common things that I hear as a trainer when I first starting working with clients is, what supplements do I need? And they're always surprised when I say, you don't need any of them. So if I was to recommend anything, sure, I would probably recommend to a client protein powder. But I always tell my clients first, I want you to focus more on getting your protein intake through real food that isn't a powder first, and make adjustments to your diet, incorporate different types of proteins and things like that to find what you like. And then if you're still short on protein for the day, then go ahead and add protein powder. Myself, I don't really use protein powder. I will eat it in oatmeal, and I'll occasionally have a protein shake or a smoothie, but really I prefer to eat my food, and that's how I want my clients to do it as well. I prefer you to eat your food, not drink your food. And so, yeah, maybe I would recommend a client to use protein powder. BCAAs, or branched chain amino acids, I would only really recommend to a client that, again, is having a hard time getting their protein intake in, or maybe is a vegan or has dietary restrictions where they can't get all of their amino acid profile in through their diet. So then, yes, maybe in that case, branched chain amino acids would be beneficial. However, though, things like pre-workout I have a lot of trouble with, because a lot of people think like, oh, I got to use pre-workout, get all this caffeine, and I'm going to crush a workout. It's like, no, that's not really how it should be going at all. You should be able to do a workout without extra caffeine stimulation. If you really need some caffeine before a workout, have a tea, have a coffee. You don't need, you don't need tons of milligrams of caffeine right before a workout. You should be able to do a workout and have an effective workout for the most part without pre-workout. Very, very, very rarely will I ever use pre-workout. In all the years that I've been working out, and I have maybe used pre-workout twice. And that was when I was doing like 2-a-day workouts, and it was late and I was just exhausted. And by doing 2-a-day workouts, I mean that I was like lifting weights in the morning and doing like jujitsu or kickboxing in the afternoon. Maybe I would have some pre-workout before kickboxing because I needed that boost, but very, very rarely. And that was honestly like years ago. If I really want a boost before doing a workout, I'll go grab a coffee and, maybe a little bit of sugar, and that will get me through my workout. But all in all, again, I just want to reiterate that supplements are meant to be supplementary. Yes, if you're a high level athlete or competitive, those types of things, yeah, you're definitely going to have a very tailored nutrition program, very tailored, specific coaching for your workouts, that probably you're going to need more supplements. But if you are a general population person who just wants to feel good and lose weight and just live a healthier, active lifestyle, supplements should be the very last thing that you should look at. You need to be looking at your nutrition. You need to be looking at making some adjustments to your nutrition and your diet. You need to be making adjustments to your activity level and all these other types of things before you even ever look at supplements. Lastly, myth number 5 is a workout is only effective if you get really sweaty. So first off, this is just a myth that a lot of people believe, and I've had clients come to me and be like, I only want to work out unless I'm going to get sweaty, and if I don't get sweaty, it feels like I've done nothing and it's not even worth doing. First off, there's no workout in the world that is ever not worth doing. Okay, let's just get that out of the way. Second of all, if you are getting really sweaty during a workout, all that really means is that your body is heating up and having to cool itself down. So that is sweat. Sweat is your body's air conditioning system. You start working out, you start moving, whatever, your body temperature goes up, your body starts to perspire or sweat to help cool you down. Okay, some people, just based on genetics and things like that, sweat more than others. I, myself, I'm not a very sweaty person. My husband, he's going to kill me for saying this, but he is a sweaty person and he sweats like nothing when he starts working out. It's just genetics. He's going to hate that I said that. Minor detail. And then the reverse happens when you're cold. So when you're cold, you'll find yourself, especially in our Canadian winters, when it is -40 out and your body temperature starts to go down, your body will start to shiver. Your teeth will start chattering. That is the body's attempt to warm yourself back up. So those two things are just your body's basically thermostat system, heating you or cooling you down when you're hot and then heating you up when you're cold. Now again, like I mentioned before, some people get really sweaty really easily and some people don't. And it's not a big deal if sometimes you don't sweat during a workout. That being said, because when you sweat, that is your body's air conditioning system, meaning that you got your temperature up, meaning that you're probably moving quite a bit. If you never get sweaty during your workouts, like ever, you might need to look at how intensely are you working out? How much effort are you really putting into your workout? Because you should sweat sometimes. So again, myself, especially if I'm just doing weight training and I'm not doing really cardio, I don't sweat a lot, but I still get a little sweaty when I'm working out, even if it's just weightlifting. But if I never ever sweat, then I would kind of know like, okay, I didn't really put a ton of effort into my workouts lately. So that's just something to consider. But just because you don't sweat every single workout or you're not like dripping with sweat doesn't mean that it wasn't an effective workout. I have had tons of effective, great workouts where I didn't sweat a lot. So there you go. Just because you're not sweating doesn't mean it's not a good workout. So that's all for today. I hope that you enjoyed this different way of doing things and that you liked the kind of myths and facts, It's actually kind of my favorite thing to do besides doing the Q&As is really just like busting myths and making people be like, oh, I didn't know that. So thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. If you want, you can go and check out all the other videos in my Cut the Shit YouTube series, as well as my Q&A series, where I had my clients and followers on social media ask me questions, which I answered. And also, if you haven't yet, you can go ahead and hit that subscribe button below so you can stay up to date with all my other videos as they come out. And as well as you can follow me on social media. I will link my social media and my blog to the description below. So thank you again so much for watching, and I will see you next time on Cut the Shit.